I've been in the desert 3 days. No water. I'm so thirsty.
Fear not, for I am the Lord of Hydration, here to deliver you with the new Crystal Light Vodka Refresher, fresh off the press.
A Crystal Light spiked seltzer? What are you f***ing kidding me?
Oh, I didn't know you want to be picky now, asshole.
Dude, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna keep going. Thank you.
Dude, are you serious? Come
water.
On, just give it a try.
Water. Does anybody have real water?
Oh, didn't see you there. You know what I don't appreciate? Going to the liquor store and being overwhelmed with a blinding array of colorful shit. If I'm going booze shopping, it's because I'm either approaching rock bottom, at rock bottom, or worse, on my way to a social event. I do not have time for a panic attack in the fridge aisle because Truly decided to release 17 new artificial flavors that somehow taste worse than the ones that came out before. Like, here is a non-exhaustive list of hard seltzer brands that you're likely to see in a store near you. White Claw, Truly, Topo Chico, High Noon, Neutral, Bud Light Seltzer, Corona Seltzer, Wild Basin, Smirnoff Seltzer, Press Seltzers, Loverboy, Ranch Water, Finish Long, Michelob Ultra, Sunny D Seltzers, Stateside, Casa Azul, Happy Dad, Spindrift Spiked, Sprinter, and much more. And that isn't even to mention the 8 million different flavors and varieties of each one of these. Do you want a White Claw lemonade, a White Claw tequila, a White Claw vodka, White Claw surf, or a White Claw surge, which is just White Claw for alcoholics? Every celebrity has a spiked seltzer. Every normal beverage has a spiked seltzer version. Who asked for this? Name them. I want names and addresses. And if you're thinking, well, actually, I really enjoyed the flavor profiles of the neutral cranberry variety pack, then f*** off. I don't believe you. And more than that, I'm insulted that you would even imply that there is anything pleasurable about drinking one of these hard seltzers. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? Alcohol aside, nobody wants to drink a regular seltzer. Nobody wants to drink a LaCroix. It's disgusting. You've just gaslit yourself into believing that the calorie savings are worth it versus a normal soda, as if drinking this carbonated drain cleaner is more pleasurable than drinking, I don't know, a water.
I just love the taste of nothing.
But the math changes when we're talking about booze. Is seltzer better than drinking a Coca-Cola? Absolutely not. But is seltzer better than drinking this piss you call a beer? Well, now you're making some good points. And so here we are in 2025. Spiked seltzers have taken over the beer aisle off the strength of their one redeemable quality being that they're marginally better than shotgunning a Coors. And don't tell me that they're a low-calorie drink, okay? They're not a low-calorie drink if you have 14 in one night. So that point is moot.
2 shots of vodka.
And just this week, Kraft Heinz is releasing Crystal Light Vodka Refreshers, a Crystal Light hard seltzer which, according to the brand, is a, quote, natural step, citing social media videos featuring creative ways to mix Crystal Light into cocktails. Yes, they saw all the college students making ratchet cocktails with Crystal Light and went, you know what, we can eliminate a step from that. We'll help you skip the work of getting the Borg out, we'll just put it in a can for you. Crystal Light, Kool-Aid for people who hate themselves. Crystal Light for those who think lemonade is too pretentious a beverage. But okay, let's look back at the history of spiked seltzers and get a deeper understanding of the inexplicable popularity of these spine-chilling, horrific beverages. Spiked, or hard seltzer, was birthed into the world in 2012 by Nick Shields, who started brewing spiked seltzer in Westport, Connecticut. And the company was literally named Spiked Seltzer, so I don't know why they ever gave up on that. Like, they literally had that trademarked, but then renamed it to Bon and Viv after being acquired by Anheuser-Busch in 2016. And then in 2023, they discontinued Bon and Viv because Anheuser-Busch already had like 16 different seltzers on the market, like Bud Light Seltzers, Michelob Ultra Seltzers, Neutral, and probably like 5 others. And according to Nick, he came up with the idea of spiked seltzer while sitting at a bar and watching people order vodka sodas and thinking to himself, hey, why don't I recreate that but make it taste like shit and put it in a can? I'm paraphrasing a little bit there, but honestly not really.
2012, I was sitting in a dive bar in Westport, Connecticut, and I noticed 5 patrons ordering vodka sodas, one after the other. I realized in that moment that I could create something just as clean, crisp, refreshing, and popular as a vodka soda, without the bite and with lower alcohol content.
But seltzer didn't really start popping off until White Claw hit the scene in 2016, a creation of the Mark Anthony Group. No, not that Mark Anthony, but the Mark Anthony Group, owned by Anthony Von Mandel, a Canadian billionaire who's also the creator of Mike's Hard Lemonade. And from 2016 to 2020, hard seltzer sales increased by like 200 to 300% a year, and White Claw was in the driver's seat. There was a national shortage of White Claw at one point, guys. I mean, you literally could not find it. People were selling black market cans behind dumpsters. Summer 2019, every IG caption was, "There ain't no laws when you're drinking claws."
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby. Oh, my bad.
2019, before the pandemic, before TikTok, when all we had is Fortnite, a mango jewel pod, a claw, and a dream. And I remember thinking back then, hey, at least the world can't get worse than this. Boy, was I wrong. But also, if there's one misconception I want to clear up, it's that these are not vodka-based drinks, necessarily. Hard seltzer, and also things like Mike's Hard Lemonade or Smirnoff Ice, are what you call a malt beverage. Basically, malt liquor is made the same way beer is brewed. You see, beer is made by converting the starches of a grain base of wheat or barley into fermented sugars, which are then turned into alcohol. But cheaper beers also include cheaper grains, typically, like corn or rice. And when you're trying to create a tasteless, cheap malt liquor, it's 100% cheap corn or rice. Or even better, since I'm in the United States where laws are more like guidelines now, big seltzer companies can even just skip a step and just drop straight refined sugar into the fermentation process, and that can still be labeled a malt beverage, which basically means a beer. And if you're wondering why that matters, it's because beer is taxed differently than liquor. And if there's one thing that corporations love more than poisoning us, it's saving money on taxes. Also, depending on where you live, the classification of alcohol decides where you can buy it. Like where I live, you can get beer and wine at a grocery store, but to get actual liquor, you need to go to a liquor store. So if my hard seltzer has real vodka in it, then I wouldn't be able to get it at the grocery store, and I'd have to go to a liquor store to get my party pack. But with that being said, a lot of seltzers do include real liquor now, like even White Claw has, like I said, White Claw vodka, White Claw tequila, High Noons are made with tequila or vodka. But that's the how about hard seltzers. What about the why? To me, if you tell me that the reason you drink hard seltzers is because they're lower in calorie, I don't believe you. Because before we had seltzers, we had light beers, which are also about 100 calories a piece. And if you're saying, well, that's true, but there's also actually 4 less carbs in a seltzer than a beer, then you're an asshole. Do not try and gaslight me that you're watching your carbs when we both know this night out ends with you eating a 3,000 calorie slice of pizza down your gob. And honestly, the only reason we drink these is because they're the cheese pizza of beverages. They are so close to tasteless and so wildly inoffensive that nobody can complain about having them at the party. Like Dancing Queen or Taylor Swift, these appeal to the lowest common denominator at any function. But with that being said, let's take a look at some of these seltzer brands and discuss what your favorite seltzer says about you. Alright, let's start off with the classic here, White Claw. And I'm talking just regular White Claws here, okay? Like a 12-pack of mango, or a variety pack, that's it. These are for the person who knows what they like. Every time you go to the Cheesecake Factory, you don't need to see that 300-page menu, because you already know what you want. And you're gonna order the same thing every single time you go. You are not someone who moves on easily. You're gonna drive your car till the wheels fall off, you cycle through the same 3 playlists on Spotify, and you're proud of it. You value simplicity and a streamlined life. You're not looking for a debate in the group chat, you're looking for the move. And I can respect that. On the other hand, if you're bringing any new age, fancy schmancy, liberal bullshit White Claws, then I hate you. We're talking White Claw teas, White Claw lemonade, White Claw surf, any of that bullshit. You're the person who likes to think they're adventurous and spontaneous, but only if it's in the most commercialized way possible. You're down for a trip that's spontaneous, as long as that trip is a Disney cruise. You're not a risk taker, you just want people to think you are, and I'm not buying it. And if you're drinking a White Claw Surge, that's not a beverage, that's a cry for help. So I'm sorry for whatever you got going on in your life, and I hope you get the help you need. Alright, moving on. Truly. Now, if you're a Truly drinker, you are truly the least inspiring person I've ever met in my life. We all know your relationship is safe, because no matter what games your bog standard boyfriend is playing, you will never hold him accountable. The seltzer you've brought to the party is screaming that you're okay with mediocrity. You're completely comfortable with it. Truly is the drink of choice for people who are on their 3rd attempt at Duolingo Spanish. You've never locked in your life, but you have gotten locked out of your car once or twice. And thankfully, the case of Truly is locked in the car too, so none of us have to drink that shit at the tailgate. Alright, next. High Noon and Topo Chico drinkers. You're not the life of the party, but you think you are. And listen, that's not to say that if you're not at the function, that your presence won't be missed. You're a good guy or gal, and even if you're not friends with everyone here, you're friendly with everybody. And if you bring me a pool pack over to my pool, we can hang out any day. Usual exceptions apply though, okay? Bring me a High Noon tea or some other chemical bullshit, and I will push you in the pool myself. Alright, next up. Neutral. This is for the elevated post-grad. Once you realize your brain was nearly fully formed, you decided it was time to level up. So you grabbed a case of neutral and you haven't looked back since. Make no mistake, this is the seltzer of choice for aura farming extraordinaires. This is borderline trying too hard, but at the end of the day, if I'm showing up with a case of neutrals, I bet you want to know what they taste like. Happy Dad. Okay, congratulations, you finally got accepted into college. Well, a college. Because let's be clear, if you're drinking Happy Dad, you're either in college or mentally you're still in college. If you're drinking Happy Dad, I do not want to know who you voted for. This is a seltzer made by dudes who peaked in their frat days, for dudes who peaked in their frat days. Brad peels one of these off after a long day of selling life insurance with the solemn knowledge that at age 24, his life is basically over. And since Happy Dad is the seltzer of the Nelk Boys, let's just loop in all influencer and celebrity seltzers here. Sprinter by Kylie Jenner, Cacti by Travis Scott, Betty Booze by Blake Lively, etc., etc.
Kylie came out with these new Sprinter spiked seltzers. A smell test? Smells like a seltzer.
Listen to me. We already know you're terminally online, okay? You did not need to bring this seltzer for everyone at the barbecue to know that you have 25 hours of screen time a day. Put down your phone and pick up a high noon, because right now, you're embarrassing yourself. On the other hand, any seltzer brand that is the seltzer offering of a quote normal beverage. I'm talking Monster Seltzer, Arizona Iced Tea Seltzer, Simply Seltzer, Sunny D Seltzer. If you're drinking any of these, you're not only easily influenced, you're also an idiot. Not a single one of these will ever be drinkable. Again, let me refer you back to the first law of seltzers, which is that they are gross, they're just marginally better than beer. You already know what Sunny D is supposed to taste like, so a Sunny D seltzer just tastes like your childhood mixed with gasoline and battery acid. And a Monster Seltzer? Listen, Kyle, we get it. You totaled your dad's Mustang, and you're trying to take the edge off. But I promise you that punishing yourself by drinking that poison is not going to change the fact that you're your father's greatest disappointment. Lastly, seltzer brands of legacy beer companies. I'm talking Bud Light Seltzer, Michelob Ultra Seltzer, Corona Seltzer, etc. Congratulations. You've combined the soulless vibe of mass-produced beer companies with the already competitively piss taste of hard seltzer. This is piss flavor squared. You're doing math that we didn't even think was possible, and reaching previously unforeseen depths of depravity. Everyone here is assuming that you must have gotten a good deal on these. There must have been a sale, or maybe you made a mistake and thought they were something else, because there's no way you bought these with your eyes open. If you bring these to my party, you are getting kicked out, because now you're making me angry. The whole time I'm drinking a Corona Seltzer, I have to be staring down at the Corona logo, think about an alternate reality where I'm drinking a better beverage, and where you were a better friend. But okay, that's all I got. And if you're about to comment, no wait, you forgot about my favorite seltzer. No, I didn't. If I did not cover your seltzer already, then your seltzer is wrong. What about Vizzy? What about Finish Long? What about Wild Basin? What about this craft select farm-to-table seltzer I get from a guy named Darren? Get a hold of yourself. If you want everyone to know that you like Sour Patch Oreos, that's your business, okay? Just don't do it in front of me. Okay, look. I love that there's so many options out there, okay? I like vanilla, you like chocolate. There's something for both of us. It's great that we can both get what we want. But I mean, if what you want is a Smirnoff Raspberry Rosé Seltzer, then I can say with confidence that what you want is wrong. I get it, okay? You need a gluten-free drink, you need a low-calorie drink, so do I. So let's cut the bullshit and let's cut to the shots, because what you really need is a tall glass of Tito's chased with a shot of Tito's. And if you insist on shoving your immoral, seltzer-centric lifestyle in my face, then at least have the decorum to bring something that doesn't taste like I'm drinking a dirty nickel dipped in Splenda. Stop buying these new seltzer brands, okay? They're never gonna stop coming up with new ones if they think they have a chance. We have to do to them what Truly did to us, which is whittle down their spirit. The beer aisle is starting to look like a fragrance store, guys. And everything in there tastes like a fragrance too. It needs to stop, okay? Talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends. This needs to stop. Let's put the caffeine back in Four Loko and get to work. And together, we can work towards a goal that all of us can get behind. Wine Drunk 2025.